What's going on, everybody? Today we are going to be going over the top 5 mistakes a lot of sneakerheads make.
Trust me, we've made some of these mistakes before. Let's make sure you guys avoid them.
You ready, Tan?
Let's go.
Alright, so first mistake you want to avoid is buying without selling.
Yes.
Gotta rotate the sneakers. I call it the sneaker recycling program. And I know there are sneakerheads out there with the huge collections and everything, but there are levels to this, you know? And we're referring to the common sneakerhead.
This one is gonna work well with the guys that have like 5 to 20 good solid sneakers.
We are saying with those 20 sneakers, you got to keep selling and keep your rotation fresh.
Otherwise, you're just gonna be hoarding, and then you're gonna end up keeping things that might not be as relevant.
Trust me, yeah, exactly. You always see on Instagram the huge buyouts with like 100 pairs of sneakers. You are taking an L on a lot of those sneakers. They're giving you bottom dollar for those.
So basically, you're just saying you don't want to get to that point where you do have 100 pairs of shoes, and it's gonna be a hassle to just sell one at a time.
It's gonna allow you to avoid hoarding a bunch of sneakers, and you're gonna get top dollar for selling them individually.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a catch and release type of sneakerhead,
Gotta
okay?
be.
I'll get the hype stuff, I'll wear it a couple of times, but I just can't hold on to it.
We like the sneakers, we like enjoying them and whatnot, but then we'll eventually let them go so someone else can enjoy them as much as we did for those 2 days. All right, guys, so the first common sneakerhead mistake that you want to avoid is hoarding a bunch of sneakers. All right, guys, so keeping it moving, the second mistake that you want to avoid is not having a balanced rotation of sneakers in your collection.
Yes, you're a sneakerhead. Yes, you like the hype stuff, but you gotta diversify your shoe line.
Got to.
You can't have an NBA team with a bunch of all-star point guards. You gotta have a center that's gonna do his thing. You're gonna have a shooting guard that does his thing, and a point guard that does his thing. Same with shoes.
It's kind of like that player that does all the dirty work. Those are like your beaters. You gotta have some beaters.
Exactly. And your all-star player, you know, LeBron James on your roster, is gonna be like your heaters, the fragment ones, the off-white stuff.
You can't have a whole team full of all-stars and start butting heads, you know?
Sometimes I feel like sneakerheads, they don't want to wear Vans. And they don't want to wear old schools. But sometimes you're going to need those when you're walking to the post office, okay?
There you go. All right, Tan, I don't think we got to go that in-depth with this one. You know, have some boots, have some forces, have some heaters, beaters, and that's all we're saying. All right, so for the third mistake you want to avoid is only selling online, because you're gonna get hit with those fees.
Shipping as well is gonna get into your profits at the end of the day. And nowadays, there's a bunch of local marketplaces. I mean, you got your local Facebook groups, you got OfferUp, and then you got Craigslist.
It kind of reminds me of going back to the essence of sneaker trading. You know, everybody's doing the online thing that has its benefits, but sometimes you gotta get physical. You gotta meet the buyer, you gotta hold the sneaker. And I think a lot of kids out there nowadays wanna avoid that by just doing online.
Of course, it's gonna pose a risk when doing meetups, but that's why you do your research on the person selling the shoes, meet at public places, and you know, it's always cool to kind of bring your mom or like your crew with you, you know?
It don't matter. If you bring someone, it's gonna help out a lot. I used to bring my little sister, Ling Ling, you know what I mean?
Little Tay here, I run LA. I got shooters there, here, I got shooters everywhere.
Anyways, I like what you said, man. You gotta, and also you gotta do research on the buyer or seller. Check out their IG, check out their Facebook.
If your profile pictures, you know, got guns, got bandanas, I'm not giving you up.
And definitely their public profile is gonna say a lot about a buyer or seller. Try to get a vibe for it, you know? All right, that wraps up the third mistake you want to avoid. You gotta learn how to buy and sell locally. All right, so for the fourth mistake you want to avoid is not knowing how to clean and maintain your sneakers properly.
Important.
This was obviously really important because maintaining your sneakers is huge in keeping the value. Also making sure you'll be able to resell them in the future. You know, just putting like a quick minute scrub on a pair of sneakers can change them from a 5 out of 10 to a 7 out of 10.
I mean, it's 2018. I ordered a little cleaning pack one time. It had like 4 different brushes.
There you go.
So that tells me that certain brushes are used for certain fabrics on shoes. We've come a long ways from the rag and the bar of soap.
That's a good point, because obviously you gotta understand what cleaning supplies go for different materials, and it's just gonna make a big difference when cleaning your sneakers.
Overall, what we're trying to say is don't overlook this, because this could easily save you a lot of money and also make you a lot of money.
All right, so that wraps it up for mistake number 4. Pretty self-explanatory. Do not overlook cleaning and maintaining your sneakers. All right, so for the last sneakerhead mistake you want to avoid, impulse purchases.
We all are victim to this one.
Copping them, man. Everybody wants to be part of something bigger, man. And when a sneaker is releasing, everybody's talking about that sneaker.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, yeah, I'm copping, yeah, I'm copping. A lot of people want to feel like they're part of the group, so you want to be like, yeah, I'm copping too.
I mean, that's why hype beasts exist. You fall victim to the hype. I remember one time I was up in a shoe store. We were in Atlanta. I saw these canvas off-white ones, and at the time, off-white was hot. So I was like, hey, I love Jordan 1s, and I love off-white, and I just thought this was gonna be tight.
Even though those were terrible sneakers, like I didn't know what you were thinking. I understand where you're coming from, because you were traveling. Come on, man. A lot of people make impulse purchases when they are traveling. Understand your environment, understand what other people are doing, make your purchase well thought out. And we have actually came up with the 3V system for you to think about when you are purchasing a pair of sneakers. The first V you want to think about when you are potentially making an impulse purchase is value.
How much can you resell them for? I mean, my off-white ones, first of all, I'm gonna stop calling them the off-white ones, because they're not the off-white ones. The cream canvas ones, they're not gonna have any value. I should've went over the first V myself.
V number 2, versatility. If you have 10 pairs of that particular model, you might want to consider that impulse purchase. To avoid this, pick up something that's gonna add something different to your collection. And the last V to consider, volume.
When you're at the store, think about your room. Is there a bunch of sneaker boxes stacked up on each other? If so, you might not need to buy these shoes.
All right, so those were the 3 V's you want to consider so you can avoid making an impulse purchase, and that's the last mistake. All right, guys, that pretty much wraps it up for the top 5 common sneakerhead mistakes you want to avoid. Hopefully, we gave you guys some tips so you don't have to go through these, and that's pretty much it. And let us know down in the comments below if there are any other sneakerhead mistakes that you guys see people making. And until next time, we out. Peace. All right, guys, thank you for checking out this video. Make sure you guys check out this video. Make sure you guys check out this video. These are the rules and tips for sneakerheads. Make sure you guys check out Tang's Instagram. And until next time, we out. Peace.